Everybody, happy Friday. Sorry, I'm trying to turn down my music because it's making my ears not be able to concentrate. I'm Jack, UI UX designer, illustrator, animator, donut connoisseur. Ooh. Oh, we got it. Look at that. My little subscriber thing worked. Yay. Thanks, Oliver. Yeah, I got all of my, the various, animations and notifications linked up in Twitch, so they all now work now. So let me know what you think of them. We've got followers. We didn't finish, there's a couple things we need to finish, but, welcome in Umacorn, welcome in Steon, Corey. Hello, folks. Let's do shout outs to Umacorn, who's gonna stream later today. Did I have that right? Okay, I did. Twitch is throwing me off big time this morning, so apologies. Apologies for that. Okay, so we've been working on Twitch stuff for a while. We still have a huge list of things we need to get through. But Yoann sent me a message and asked if we would work on some, I used to say a week ago. Definitely didn't open that a week ago. But let's kind of open this up to do a recap of where we're at. Let's see. Okay, so this one's done. This one's done. This one's done. This one's done. We need to do the hype train. We need to do the goals. But other than that, I've got a lot of these are done. So I'm gonna just kind of check these off before we get started here. That's it. On the alerts, done. The hype train and the goals, the only things left. So that's where we're at with that. Close that. I'm gonna start a new file. It's gonna be 3. It's gonna be, yep. This is gonna be 3,000. 3,000. So this is gonna be our album art size for Yoann Turpin, and I have to go and copy the message that I got for what he is looking for. So this is gonna be Chiptunes. No, Chipsong book volume 13. Copy this. This time it's a text description, so I need a... Why is this so hard? Can I open this window larger? No, of course not. That would make it too easy. That would make it easy for me. Oh my goodness. Welcome in, Kevin, Hugh, oh my gosh. Penny, Helpful Doodles. Alright, this is my sentence from Yoann. Let's throw it in here so we can see it. I'm gonna make this area type. What? Oh, new glasses or spare glasses? These are spare glasses. These are not new glasses. My new glasses are on their way. Thanks, Alphonse. Appreciate you. Oh, puppies. Okay, so we've got our kind of description here. I made it very large so you could see it. I'm sure you all want to see a turntable as well. Sean showed that off a little bit. If you want to, I can open up the beta. We can go over that. I'm gonna close Overlord for now. I don't think we need Overlord open. Let's see, what did we miss? Yeah, definitely different glasses. Yeah, these are different. These are spares. Alphonse ate the other pair. Alphonse didn't eat them, fortunately. I did find all the pieces. Anybody with dogs knows that you gotta make sure that none of them were consumed. So I found the frames and the pieces of the what do you call this part of the glasses? The arm, and then both lenses. So that was. But we found all the parts. So if chewy, why not chew to it? I would not describe glasses as chewy. You know, that's not something I would have thought to chew on, really, ever. He also ate one of my socks this week, so that's cool. All right, so we're gonna get started on this little prompt that we have here. This time, I imagine a little boy from behind watching TV with a Super Nintendo console plugged in. The boy would be 6 years old and has a bowl cut. Very specific. Black hair. Al is bold. Al has no shame. The house is his buffet. 100%. Yeah, he doesn't discriminate. Al is very much a counter surfer. He's like, let me see what I can get into. So, this one honestly is kind of throwing me for a loop. Artist to be, how's it going? This one's throwing me for a loop in the sense that I don't really know what kind of like perspective to do this from. You can do it from kind of flat on, where you see the TV and you see, you know, the back of the person. I don't know if that's the vibe. I mean, you tell me. Or we do like a more of like a isometric kind of perspective where you can see more of the space. I don't think Yoann has opinions one way or the other. The other thing that we sort of need to figure out is colors. So that's what we're gonna work on today. Perspective over his shoulder, then turntable makes his head rotate 360 degrees like The Exorcist. Yikes. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, you guys. Alright, oh, I need to look up like a 90s living room. This is not what I anticipated. Okay, this is kind of what I had in mind. I think this is what we have in mind. We've got the big, chunky TV. That's the other thing. Sitting on the floor, maybe not sitting on the couch, maybe sitting on the floor is the answer. Sitting on the because we could either do if we imagine, let's do some thumbnails. Why is this so scale it down? Alright. first thumbnail, I'm just gonna use the classic 3D so I don't have to wait for the 3D image. Oh no, is classic 3D gone now? That's gonna be rough if that's the case. I don't want to have to. It's gonna take like 10 minutes for it to load. Oh no, I'm in window. Okay. Gave me a panic there for a sec. Ads. Alright. Let's just scale this down. I'm just making a space so we can get the idea here. We're gonna do wireframe. Great. Alright, so I think you get the idea here. We don't want these outside pieces. And we don't want a top piece either. It's made a lot of groups. Too many groups. All right. There's a space. Did they change something to the Twitch UI? Did they? Big color emote menus later. Oh, yeah, I guess it is. The emote menu does look a little different. All right, so we could do more of a space, I suppose, like this. And you can kind of imagine it's a little smaller. Make the space a little bit bigger. How we'd see like the interior of the room. Or we do more of a sort of classic view. These living room styles. Sorry, I'm just trying to get this website to load. In the meantime, while that takes... Seriously, what is taking so long? There we go. These look very modern. I don't think anybody... Here we go. This is classic. Oh, the TV is probably too modern. Right. I kind of like that view. Kind of what I had in mind. Oh, this is pretty good too. Or this. Some 90s looking living rooms. Right, so you'd have like I really like the perspective of that couch. And I'm gonna base it kind of off of this kind of a look. Again, I'm just gonna kind of use line here. We're just doing like some thumbnails basically. Maybe this is even too big. Pull it out of the frame. Alright. And we got some chunky pillows. Maybe just 2 for the space that we have here. Perspective. And then we would see the rug. I want more of like a one. I think we should see more of it, honestly. Let's do a box. Sides. So there's our rug. I'm gonna pull these in. Trying to get the right perspective. But that wouldn't necessarily be like our the end of it or whatever, right? And then we've got farther back some kind of entertainment center of the thing. Maybe there's a plant in the corner. I feel like the entertainment center should take up a lot of the space though, with like a lot of stuff. There should be just like a lot of stuff in it. You know? And then our TV has to be probably a little bit, introduce a little bit of magical realism here and make this a little bit larger. This needs to really be the largest focus point, right? We'll probably make our couch a little bit smaller. And then we got our person kind of sitting on the floor in the middle. It's kind of my other thought here. So we either do like this type of a thing, pull his couch back, you know, or we do something else. I don't know. How do I feel about this? Big CR TV. What am I working on today? We're working on a new album art for Yoann Turpin. So I'm just kind of getting started by figuring out some, working out the composition. So this is going to be new album art. So the music that plays in the background is the music. So that's the vibe, if that helps. And we're going to be working on, let me make this all one point line again. I should probably turn off scale, strokes, and effects while I'm doing this. So, this will be new album art for Yoann Turpin. Do you think the music is missing? Well, it might be really quiet. Here, let me turn it up. You should be able to hear it now. Let me know if it's... I need to turn it up louder. You can see it is playing. I can see the like it's the title scrolling across the top. But this is the music, the general vibe, and this is we're working on album art for Yoann Turpin specifically, and I'm just working on some composition sketches right now. So I'm trying to think what the I guess what the space looks like here. If it's gonna be like I want like Yoann sent me some notes. A little boy from behind watching TV with an SNES type console plugged in. 6 years old, bowl cut, black hair. So we need to set the scene. It's either gonna be, and this is meant to be like a rug. So we got the couch. Like we're looking over the couch into the living room. I like this perspective, but I don't necessarily like this scene. But this is the general vibe that we're going for, like a 90s living room type of a thing. But obviously we need to make sure that the main focus is this area. So I don't want to like add too much stuff. You always drop the couch if it's too much and scale all this up. But it has to have that like cluttered aesthetic of like a living room in the 90s. You know? Like the TV is here in this kind of space. I'm gonna be a little bit of perspective on this as well. Make this have a white fill. Yoann wants me to change all of Yoann's vision. That's gonna be a no. And then there's like a center area here for where the console would go. You know? This would be quite shallow, just considering the perspective that we already have, following the kind of lines we already have established. You wouldn't see very much of this, but I didn't even see Sean come in. Hi, Sean. But then there's like shelves. I mean, you get the idea, right, of what we're going for. But the options would be something like this, or in this case, I'd have to like have a different sort of arrangement of the living room, I feel like. I would probably use more of the 3D and effects to make this happen, but all right, here's like a blueprint for our entertainment center. a little bit. Oh, this is a lot more work to sketch this out. You're never allowed to make an unsolicited suggestion. I mean, it would stray too far from what Yoann's kind of asked for, is the thing. Pulling that out for a sec. There's like a bottom, oh my gosh, bottom half here. I don't know why he keeps copying that line. This would be a lot tighter of a space. Right? Do I have this right? I think I'm getting too detailed. This should also be in the middle. Alright, this is gonna go here. Oh, also, since I didn't mention this yet, there are, if you didn't know, since I feel like this will be of interest to the other folks who stream. See if I can grab a link. Hold on a sec. Give me one sec. Alright, so let's unhide this stuff so you can see. I think this needs to be shorter is the thing. And obviously I have no problem redoing all of this work. This is just for trying to decide if we want to go with this direction or not. Let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna try to deselect that and make this a little bit shorter. Come on. Come on. Alright, let's find this group and lock it. Let's use our lasso for this. I'm gonna minimize the heights of this. It needs to be a lot shorter, which actually now that I'm looking at it makes a lot more sense. I had this way too tall. And then we need to make sure we have space for our gaming console thing in the center. Let's go ahead and make this a little bit wider. I also need to make this a little bit wider. On this side specifically. Come on. I need to turn off smart guides for a sec. Smart guides are not smart right now. Alright, so that would be like that. I don't know that we would have room for the couch in this scene. And then we have the rug. Honestly, maybe we could also do like a circle rug. What do you think? Let's look at our other living room. No, square. I think square rugs were the predominant choice in the night. So, I think that's what we're gonna stick with. But we could skew it a little bit. That could be kind of fun. So it's not like perfectly straight. Let's go into our, where are you? Where are you? I'm gonna give this a 0. That's fine. And then we can just rotate it slightly. Then it's kind of like skewed inside the room a little bit. Like a perfectly lined up rug. Okay, and then, I don't know. Actually, I don't know that I like that. Let's rotate a little bit less. I feel like I went too extreme. Just be like, slightly skewed. And then, you know, we have our little person somewhere in here. Should we have one of those, like, gaming? This is the other question. Do we have, like, if we did this kind of an angle, we could have one of those, like, 90s gaming chairs. Here, let me show you. I don't know if that's what Yoann had in mind, but, like, these. Here. Okay, I said I was gonna share something with, come on. One of these types of things. Let me see if I can find it. Why is this so hard to find? So I just joined the makers club on Twitch for art and makers on Twitch, and you can. I'm trying to find where the art and makers club. I'm trying to find a link to share with y'all. Why is this so hard? I think, let me check my email and see if they sent me a link in my email. Creator. Where's like the Twitch Creators Club? Why is this so hard to find, you guys? Hang on. Let me look at Discord. I might be able to find a link there. Nope. Why am I struggling? Give me like 1 minute to sort this out. I'm gonna try looking over on this screen. I'm getting the link this way. Okay, I found it. I'm gonna put it in the chat. Okay, so Twitch /team /creator club artist makers. Anyways, there's a link on there. Why is this so hard to navigate? Creator club artists makers. So Twitch has these like clubs that you can join depending on what content you stream, and they have their own little like landing pages. Obviously they're like super hard to find, so I had to go digging for it. But and then you can just, if you're ever looking for like art streams, you can see all of the members who are currently streaming kind of like in this list here. Sometimes it's really annoying because a lot of them are just not streaming art stuff. But there's an application form on the link that I sent if you want to join this creators club. Isn't Wade on it as well? Wade might be on it. I don't know. I just found out about this recently, and so I was sharing it along with everybody else who's a streamer on Twitch. It's just kind of another way to connect, I think, with other. They have like a Discord channel too. So it's just kind of another way to connect with other folks in the community. So I figured I'd pass it along if it's something that you're interested in. Because I found out about it this week and I applied, and now I am in it. I don't know much else about it other than that, so it's just, yeah. Okay, where were we? We're gonna maybe add a gaming chair. Bliss says, hey y'all, can't stay, but I want to pop say hi. I'm supposed to be paying attention in class. Welcome, Bliss. The only clubs I like are ones that give good concussions? I don't know what to make of that. Anyways, these chairs were super uncomfortable. They were very popular in the 90s. And we're gonna maybe add one to our isometric scene. I don't think if we do this layout, I don't think we add a chair to it. You know what I mean? I think that would be overkill. pretty easy to make this. You just have to make the, you know, match the shape you do with half here, and just make it wider. This part's maybe a little bit too small. In between. Like that. Great. We're gonna expand this path. You need a new share? And again, we can use this shape. This is gonna be left. Nope, right. I think we rotate it. It needs to be a little bit more away from the viewer, since it's the back of our character. You don't want to see too much. Bye, Bliss. Alright. That's good enough for just our concept. Great. And for this one, I'd almost be tempted to have the console be on the floor instead. Or at least like the controllers. So we have like not a great representation, but you get the idea. Don't do things the way that I'm doing them. This is just for the purposes of sketching this out. Just FYI. Oh my gosh. I don't want it in that group. Come on. Alright, great. Alright, so there's that concept. I don't know what we do with this other wall. Maybe there's a window. I feel like a window would be overkill. But I don't know what other kind of things we would put in there. A window, I guess. There's not a lot of room the way this is kind of crammed in here. So you're reading the application, yeah, you get access to another Discord. Isn't that what you wanted? Isn't that what you wanted? Another Discord. I don't know. It's interesting. I'll let you know my thoughts on it as I spend more time with it. I just figured I'd pass it along if anybody was interested in it. Discords. I don't know, would there be anything else? Would there just be a window? '90s living rooms were very cluttered. That's for sure. Hello. Arva. I guess there would be a window. Sorry, I'm just trying to think of what other stuff we could put in this space. I guess it doesn't matter. It's more important that we pick a direction. So, what are we feeling like? How are we feeling? What are we feeling, chat? This sort of a view, or more of this sort of a view. I guess in the meantime, I can start to think about colors. Orange. For sure. Lots of that like orange oak color. Go with that. And we're gonna throw a pink in there. Like a yellow. Very bright colors. We need a purple. I might do two purples. I might do a very vibrant purple and then like a very dark purple. Also need Probably not very much of this. So less of this color. Less of this color. Let's do this. Lots of orange and pink and yellow. Well, actually, more like this. So, less of these. Kind of like this in terms of color usage. That's kind of one. Option. This is obviously a much warmer color palette. I don't know how I feel about this darker blue. I mean, I feel like we could go... It's fine. I would use that as to mix it in. Let me do... more like natural colors. Greenish yellows. This becomes more like in this space. This color is really hard to capture, I think, is what I'm discovering. This is going to become more red. This blue almost becomes like a... almost like this color. This teal also becomes dark. And then really there's no purple to speak of. Purple almost becomes like a lighter purple. It's like an accent. And then we switch these two around. This darker color. This lighter purple becomes more prominent. I don't know. Two different kind of color options. Because if we imagine, we can kind of visualize what these look like if we make like a CRTV. That makes sense. So we make like the base is gonna be like this. This color. So if we test out these color palettes, this is gonna start with like this color. I need like a tint. For now, I'm just gonna arbitrarily lighten this. I would use a tint for this. Effect, storm transform. No, warp. I think bulge is what I want. No, what is it called? Oh my gosh, come on. Inflate, there we go, we made it. So. Go. Smaller. I'm gonna make this. I'm just gonna make this a bright color for now, so we can see it. It's gonna have squared off edges. All right. That's not really relevant because we're gonna add color bars on the inside as a way to test this out. I have to turn smart guides on. That would help. So we'll do orange, yellow, blue. I'm looking for the scissors tool. My brain is having a time. All right. Hermes is back. Welcome back, Hermes. And then honestly, I would probably do an overlay. Trying to decide the best color here. This room has more of a color palette. Alright, so there's like our first color palette as an option. And if we do the same thing, green. Yellow. Or just not sure. Just think about the colors and space. I almost feel like this color palette needs like a a big green. Not sure. Yeah, I said big green. Yeah. That is what I said. I'm trying to decide. I would probably just make this whole screen a color solid. Maybe like a teal color. And then there's obviously like the surface it sits on would be like this color. I cannot get this like wood color right. Save my life. Two color palettes. This one has the big green, Corey. Bottom one. This one has more of teal. This one's a little bit more, I would say, fantastical. This one's maybe a bit more literal. Can't see. Chat is in their own universe today. No feedback on the colors. You like my color? Thanks. Corey likes one, but don't want to anger Big Green. Wait, well, you know what I mean. I think you know what I mean. One is more like... Oh, okay. Of the times. And the other one is more like imaginative. That's right. Honestly, I'd probably have to desaturate these colors a little bit more still to get it more accurate representation. Yes, I know the contrast on the teal between the teal and the green. I'd have to increase it. Maybe it's darker. Or something. Not sure. Or we go to a completely different color palette. Wait, why are we sending some emojis? Where are emoji? Why are we emojiing? Are you gonna use gradients to make it glow in the room? Probably. Probably. It seems like this is the upper one. Yeah, it seems like everybody's going for number one, which is fine. I might have to add a couple more darker colors into that, I don't know. But we can certainly kind of start with that. So this is going to be our winner. Little star. Very nice. And now we have to figure out composition. It's kind of the next thing to sort. So do we like the isometric, or do we like the more straightforward view? Purple box wins. It doesn't have to be purple. I can, like I said, I think I probably, once I add these as swatches, I'll have a little bit more flexibility. But just for a quick test, I wanted to see. It's a good way to kind of like get a sense for how the colors all work together, and also give it a little bit of the style. Like we're going for like that kind of retro CRTV look, and that's going to be the focus. I don't know. It's a way that this is kind of a way that I like to do color tests. I think we could probably do a color test on this whole scene too, once we kind of get there. Obviously, I haven't added the person in yet. It's not really, this is more about composition and less about, you know, the, getting the feeling 100% there. Does that make sense? I think for this one, I'd have them sitting on the ground. Instead of adding, I think adding another chair would be kind of pointless. you know. I think this would be a window, but I'm not beholden to that. Let's go with this combination. Asking for a pole. Alright, I'll make a pole. Pole. Which? It's a slash. It's fine. I got it. Poles up. For your choosing. I should save this too as well. I'm just gonna put it on my desktop for now. What's all this? Chipsong book. Oh, 13. And save it. I don't know. I feel like I've done a lot of stuff for Yoann, and I've tried the retro color palettes, and they never these sort of colors, and they never sort of work out. I mean, I can still kind of play around with the colors, but I think we'll go with this. The analyst at CNN predicts major upswing for both alternatives in the poll. What? 2 people like the straightforward room. All right.
Choice.
Oh, it's a difficult choice. I mean, also, I could also ask Yoann, but Yoann's always happy with whatever I make, so.
If I consider Yoann, I think I know which one he's thinking.
Oh, which one do you think Yoann would pick?
Well, that depends on if he sees what you have and likes it better than what he had in his head. 'Cause I think
Yeah.
what he had in his head is something too.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. I think this is what Yoann had it in his mind when the project was envisioned. You know, the prompt was envisioned. This is just a different kind of way to look at it. So I thought we could, you know, you always want to present the straightforward option and the fun option. You know what I mean? So, I think it's fine. Welcome in! Synesthesia. It's been a while. It's been a while from the, if you remember, from the Illustrator Discord and Firefly Discord. So, welcome in. We're working on some art for Yoann Turpin. We're running a poll right now, so we're kind of in a spot. I grabbed some references though. So Yoann gave me this short blip. And also the album, so I can listen to the music as well. But this is the concept that Yoann has in his mind. You can call me Louis if you want. Well, I didn't want to like dox you on Twitch. I didn't know if you were comfortable with that. Or PSI. Or Psy? Or C? I don't know. Is it Psy? How would you pronounce that? Huh? No, I know. The shorthand. Yeah. Like Psy. Okay, yeah. No, I'm totally fine. Yeah, so we were working on getting a bunch of Twitch stuff done for the channel, but Yoann sent me a message. What day was that? It was only like a couple days ago. It was Tuesday. And so I haven't had time to get started on it, but we're getting started on it today. So we put together some composition sketches and some colors, and the chat is voting on which composition they like better for this. This is going to be a boy watching TV with a Super Nintendo plugged in, 6 years old. It has specifically the bowl cut, the black hair and the bowl cut is very important. So that's we have to very much make sure that is visible, if that helps you decide on the composition. But we've got 2 different kind of 90s living rooms, both with sort of a lot of clutter. I'm imagining a lot of clutter in this space. 2 different perspectives This one is more of a straightforward view of the scene. Obviously, we don't have the person in the scene. Be somewhere over here. And this is an isometric view of the scene. Obviously, it would still be from behind. It would just be a different angle of the whole thing. And then, I just pulled some 90s. Oh, I have this one twice. 90s living room inspiration for you all. These are very beige rooms. I don't feel like the 90s were very beige, but maybe they were. Corey's, oh, now 1 is winning. Alright, well, 1 is winning in the poll now, 4-2. Corey's saying, even though I think Yoann was thinking of composition 2, I think 1 is more funnier stuff. These kind of illustrations is cool. Yeah, the 90s were teal. The 90s were these colors, which is sort of why I picked them. Teal, purple, pink, orange, yellow. I mean, like, you could take all of these colors and make a jacket, like one of those, like, swishy gym outfits out of these colors, and it would be very, very on point. The 70s and 80s were more yellow beige. Or a couch pattern. Yeah, exactly. I definitely think we'll need to do something with the, with this rug to make it feel very 90s. Thanks for joining, Stian. You're thinking of those carpets with the geometric shapes on them. Right, so we put, both of these have a rug in the scene, because rugs were very in the 90s, I guess. Every living room that I looked up had a big square rug in it, so. John says, yeah, but parents didn't use those colors. Right, but it's sort of fantasy. Yeah, don't forget the triangles and squiggles and zigzags. Right, we did a Memphis design pattern stream recently for the very last. Was that the very? Yes, that was the very last Illustrator challenge of all time, I guess, in that format. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking for the rug. I'm trying to make it feel like a living room from the 90s, but also like from the perspective of a 6-year-old. So, you know, it can be a little fantastical. It doesn't have to be somewhere between the literal and fantastical is where we're going with this. Isometric room is definitely winning out. The other reason, I remember what I was going to say. The other reason that I feel like the isometric room would work nicely is it gives me a little bit more breathing room to put, we still have to put like a title, the album title and Yoann's name on the front. That's also a requirement of like streaming services, if I recall. The album art has to have the title and the name on it. Although probably not for Bandcamp, because I've seen Bandcamp ones that don't, but I think it's a requirement for some services. I don't remember. Maybe for, I feel like maybe Amazon Music has strict requirements for that kind of stuff. I don't know. I'm gonna just kind of let this poll go out because it's only got a minute or 2 left, so. But it looks like this one's gonna win. I'm gonna make sure we unlock this. So. We'll pull this over here. We'll start thinking about colors. Start thinking about them. I don't know what paint colors were popular in the 90s. Honestly. '90s living room. Really looks like it's kind of all over the place. It doesn't really look like there's a particular color scheme. So we can make the walls any color we wanted. If we made them white, it would certainly give us the most flexibility. And obviously we would have reflected light then on the walls, for better or worse. if we start to think about color, this would obviously all have, we'll just add our orange. This would also be, I'm imagining like a wood floor here. So this would also be that orange color. Oh, did I pick them right? Oh, you know what we should do? I'm gonna add these as swatches. Add these as swatches before I get too far into it. New folder, swatch group, global. Okay, great. Let's, oh, come on. And there we go. So just getting some of the colors in here. Floor, it's gonna be new floor. Let's give it a little bit of lighting. To get started with. And the sides of this are darker color. Oh, I see. Okay. Triangle Man. Thanks for the subscription! We appreciate you. Yay. I think our little subscriber friend worked. I didn't hear it though on my end. You know. Oh, you know, we also need to have Corey to come with me if you did that. To me, the 90s is wainscoting. That's what my basement was like. It could be a basement, but then we'd have to get rid of the window. A basement wouldn't have a window. Well, it would have like one of those higher windows. What do you think? Should we do like wood paneling kind of a thing? Then we'd have to change, the floor would have to be like that, like basement concrete. That's a lot of orange. This would cast some light. And this would be... well, this would be like this window. So this is just, we're just testing our colors out at this point. You do think it gives the TV more of a chance to be the predominant light source? That makes sense. This would also be probably darker. This is probably too far for the window. You also had one of those chairs. Is that secretly why you want this one to win out? It was teal? That actually would work with the rug. I do want the rug to be purple. Honestly. And I feel like for the shadow, I really want to go with this. I almost need like another color. Let's see. Then we can add this and do lighter. Empty. There we go. That's kind of what I want. Alright, I'll add this as a swatch. Yeah, I like that. It's a little rocking gaming chair. You know, a teal couch? Yeah, this isn't a couch, it's like a chair. Although, it can be whatever we want it to be. Oh, I realized. Okay, I see what I did wrong here. I see what I did wrong. I meant to do like a copy. We're just trying to get the look and feel down. I'm gonna do this. Alright. This would be like wood paneling. Kind of thing. This would sort of be like split almost. Let's add a line. This is and then I'm thinking. We're gonna divide this shape. There we go. Where's divide? Okay. I'm gonna get rid of this. So this is gonna be slightly lighter. Give the impression of a glass block. We haven't actually added any, but how do you feel about the color palette? Oh, is this a basement? Yeah, we made an executive decision. Corey was like, I want it to be like a basement, so we kind of turned into that. It also might give us a little bit more room to play with stuff on the walls or something. I'm not sure. Should it be a basement? I guess that's up to the chat to decide. And then let's grab our TV. Should we? Yeah, let's add the TV thing. Just again, I'm not. This is purely for testing purposes. I just want to see what the colors and the composition look like on this. Do we have any concerns about the focus being a bit lost on the TV? It is a bit gets a bit lost. Not if it's gonna be glowing, the rest is dark. Well, yes. Pull it down. Perspective on this is all kinds of wonky. We are gonna basically redo it, so it's not a huge deal. This is a study. We're just doing a study. Here's our TV, conceptually. Wade. Welcome in, Wade. We're working on very early concepts here for new album art for Yoann Turpin. Wade is now a winged cat in your brain. Alright, I also feel like we should do this. It needs to be. I'm getting the impression that everything needs to be darker. So we're gonna do darker. All the way dark? Even? Really dark? Extra dark? Making everything but the TV darker will help give a feel. Look here. All right, we'll go real dark. Actually, even make this 100%, perhaps, of the color. Feels very cozy. We're going for a cozy for sure. And the orange is kind of wonky. But I don't know how much I want to change that right now. The orange is fine. It's just, it's fine. Let's do this. Now it's very dark. Extra dark. In fact. Thoughts. Opinions. Thinking about how I want to make the glow on the TV. There obviously won't be like color bars on the TV. They have to be very bright. Let's go to our TV. Oh my god, there's so many parts. Do this, I just want this shade. gotta go to a meeting, you'll be lucky. We'll be on for like 10 more minutes for today, by the way. FYI. Should we have some kind of light coming down from here too? Obviously it would be like a gradient type situation. But that's so few minutes. I'm sorry, Wade. I have work I need to do today. So we'll have to continue this next time. I think we had a pretty good start though to our scene. To our concept. This should be pulled back. And then obviously the TV is going to have a massive amount of glow on it. It's fine, it's fine. I'm sorry, Wade. If I could be here all the time, always, I would. Someone should pay me money to do this. I think I need to add on this too. I want to look at the line here. I'm going to rotate it. I guess it is. I don't want it to go all the way. I want it to have a little bit of a hard edge. Nice. And then we could also add a literal glow on this. I probably would. I don't understand why the default for outer glow in Illustrator is to do a screen with black. Doesn't make no sense. You know what? I think because I have an overlay, that was probably a mistake. So let's do this again. But we're gonna select the solid color. There we go. Now we can see you. We're gonna put you on top. We're gonna get rid of this. We're gonna go to our appearance panel. I'm gonna increase that. We're gonna go to our color swatches. We're gonna pick 1 minute until ads. Why you gotta be like that? Why you gotta be like that? Why you gotta be like that, ads? Does that add anything? I guess a little bit. I wish it was more. Give me more. Give me more glow. That's better. I would put this probably behind the shape. I don't know. I need to work on that. Glow. It needs to be bigger. We need more. I still wouldn't say it's the brightest thing in the room, but it's getting there. All right, I mean, that's this. So we got pretty far today. We started from literally nothing, blank canvas. And this is the line, just to give you a recap, this is the line that we had from Yoann. So this is for Yoann Turpin's new album coming out, the Chipsong Book Volume 13, lucky number 13. And he sent me this earlier this week and asked, you know, this was the direction, and sent me the music for the next album and said, imagining a little boy from behind watching TV with a Super Nintendo plugged in. This is very important. Boy is 6 years old and has bowl cut black hair. That's probably the most specific direction that we got. So we definitely need to spend a lot of time working on our character here. But we did some composition sketches for either a more straightforward kind of view, or this is, like Corey said, probably what Yoann had in mind. This kind of view with, you know, we got like the rug, we got the couch. You imagine sitting on the floor, cross-legged. There's, you know, the console, the TV. Tons of clutter. I think no matter what, even this direction, we have to add a lot of clutter to the scene because living rooms in the 90s were very cluttered spaces. And then we've got this is the chat's pick. I think there were 5-2 was the results in the poll for this composition, which is an isometric perspective, which I think gives you like a little bit more view of the space, which is nice. It'll also be easier to tell, you know, sort of what's going on, maybe. I don't know. The only downside is that you do end up with like a smaller TV. Like the elements in themselves are a little bit smaller. And then I tried out some color palettes. We went with a very classic 90s, very like honey oak. Honey oak is what the cabinet color is what it's going for this one. And we went with the more fantasy, sort of like 90s children's items. Stuff that you see like Memphis style, or like, this was, I think I described it as like those outfits, those like, were they made out of plastic? I swear they were made out of plastic. The like swish pants and jackets that were like basically plastic would have probably been any of these colors. And this was what the chat picked for color palette, which I have to admit, chat, I think you did a good job here. And then we tried out our colors on our winning composition. This is pretty dark right now, but I think that it kind of makes sense. We did pick a background color for this album too. Teal? I think maybe teal. I think that looks good. Obviously, we have to add space, figure out space for text here for Yoann's name in the album title. But the other kind of benefit to doing this composition is it does give us a little bit more space. With this one, we have to find a way to kind of incorporate the text somewhere into the scene. With these, you know, you can kind of put it somewhere out here or something. So they still sell the brightly colored. Corey says the windows too. Corey. All right, I know, but this is not, let me be clear, this is not going to be the final, you know, the final. This is very much just like the sketch. This is how I sketch in Illustrator. I need to be, guys, wait, close your ears because this is going to hurt your soul. I know it. I don't typically sketch traditionally. I know. Typically when I do projects like this, I just jump right into Illustrator and I start blocking in. This is typically what I do. I'll make composition sketches like this and then color palettes and kind of put them all together. Corey with the unsolicited crit. Yeah, exactly. It's fine. I appreciate Corey's. Corey will be real and be like, "What are you doing? This looks dumb. Stop." Anyways. Oh, what was I saying? Oh, this is normally how I work. So this is just my process. It's not everybody's process, but it's what works for me. Umacorn says same. Thank you. I appreciate you, Umacorn. I just don't, it's not that I don't look. I don't have a problem with, like, I think there's a place. Sometimes I will sketch things out. But generally speaking, not. I think it just kind of depends on the project. For some, for something that's got more organic line work, maybe, but, very, very seldom do I sketch something out traditionally. I don't know where I was going with that. You just like to start noodling too, yeah. Definitely depends on the project. You do you, Jeff. Thanks. It's a figment of a concept of an idea in place of a sketch, yeah. No shame there, everyone works the way they work. Corey keeping it real is a full-time job. I was gonna say something about this and now it's escaped me about my process and working this way, but it's not a big deal. It probably wasn't important. Louis loves the lighting. Thanks. Yeah, so what next steps, now that we've got this sketch, is we'll actually do this, build this out. These are our references, by the way, for 90s living rooms, which are not at all the colors that we chose, but you know, we were looking for layout more than our color. But the next steps of this are going to actually be to start to build out some of these items, starting obviously large to small. In the next stream, we'll get this going. Obviously, I'm working at a fraction of the size, so. What else can I tell you? I don't know that I have anything else to tell you. It's 10 o'clock, so I'm gonna hop out. We'll be live on Saturday at 2 p.m. Central? Yeah, 2 p.m. Central. That's my time. That's my time zone, so whatever time that is in your time zone. And we are going to continue working on this. Thank you, Sean. And everybody else who joined. Oh, let's do shout-outs. Did I do a shout-out? Let's see. I never used to draw anything, just dive straight in, but recently I've started sketching ideas when I have them, albeit on the iPad, not paper. Yes, I am a huge fan of sketching on the iPad. Because it's way more natural for me, and as a lefty, if you know, you know, it's way bigger of a pain to sketch, because you just smear everything. So, the iPad, no risk in that. Yeah, let's do a shout out. Did we shout out Sean? I don't remember. Spelling is hard. Okay. Umacorn's gonna be streaming later today if you wanna catch that. Synesthesia also streams here on Twitch. We've got a lot of streamers actually in the chat. Umacorn, Synesthesia, Wade, Clever, Penny, Sean. I don't know why. Sean, my brain. I never know why I cannot remember to mention Sean. Artist to be you also stream your ambience? I'm gonna follow you. I'm gonna give you a follow if I'm not following you already. There you go. So yeah, and then Wade streams during the week on Thursdays, but also Wade has a show on the Adobe Twitch channel. And sorry, I'm trying to figure out what time it is. It starts at 1. It starts at 2:30 Central? Yeah, what is time even? I have a hard time. It's on the Adobe Twitch channel on Mondays. Wait, it says Jack at this point. It's just as much your stream. Jack is the mod and does all the heavy lifting. That's not true. 2:30 Central. Thank you, Wade. So on the Adobe Twitch channel at 2:30 Central, it's a super fun 2:30 p.m. Central. It's a super fun stream. Wade and Maddie, if you're gonna watch any of the, I will say this, opinions are my own. If you're gonna watch any of the Adobe Twitch streams, Monday's the day. Because Maddie and Wade put a ton of work, so much work, into their streams, and it's always such a fun time, and they always are, like, super supportive of each other, so I definitely recommend checking their streams out on Mondays on the Adobe channel. They are amazing. Jack does all the real work. That's not true. I can tell you for a fact that I am consistently amazed at Wade's ability to manage all of the chat requests. I don't know that I'd be able to put together what Wade puts together live on the spot like that. So I know, and Wade puts a lot of work into those sheets as well, and coming up with all the options and everything. Like, it's certainly no small feat. So anyways, that's gonna be it for me. Umacorn will be streaming later. Clever, are you streaming later today? I don't know. Let us know in the chat. You can't wait to see a time lapse of all the roller troll works. Oh, that's a fun idea. Are you doing that, Wade? And now trolls in jorts too. The Adobe, Clever's the one that shared it. Adobe is trolling us with jorts now with the Acrobat advertisement. I don't think I have it. I have to find it. I did send it to you, Corey. Yeah, it's pretty funny. I laughed when I got that. It was something. It's in Sean's Discord. Here, I found the link. Unreal. What a time to be alive. I found it. Alright, making PDFs in your jorts. I heard, but I did not see. I heard a rumor that Penny Doodles did a handstand in jorts on stream. I'm not calling you out, Penny, but I did hear that happened earlier this week. Twice! Oh, it was twice. Alright. So, did anybody clip that? Please tell me somebody clipped that. Jorts handstand. They made me do it. Yeah, we need clips. We do need clips. It was a jorts in my face morning. The jorts are in Penny's story on here. Okay, so I haven't figured out how stories work. Sometimes I see them pop up, but I don't. Too many things in Twitch. Somebody clipped it, but I don't know how to make a clip go on my page. I think you can feature it. I don't know. There's a way. If you go to Penny's page, you should be able to navigate to clips. So, go check out Penny. Penny streams on Thursdays too? Right? Was that yesterday? Or is it Wednesday? Listen, don't listen to me. Just post your stream schedules in the chat, because obviously I have no idea what I'm talking about. I'll be back on Saturday, and hopefully I'll see all y'all. Otherwise, I hope you have a great weekend. And then I'll be back next week. Same time, same place. Alright. Oh, are we raiding someone? Hold on. Is Fiend live? We traditionally raid Fiend. Unless somebody else has any other opinion, I'm gonna raid Fiend. But I have to remember to copy username, because there's letters and numbers, just like mine. And an underscore. Alright. Let's do this. Alright, thank you everybody. I will see y'all around. Bye!